Bunyog, bunyog, halikan na kasama ka. Bunyog, kapag buklod ay may pag-asa.
Yeah. So, of course, we've been seeing reaction from certain Chinese-leaning media, and we see that this is not just absurd, but also desperate. This is an attempt to malign the legitimate activities of ordinary citizens doing legitimate initiatives in our own exclusive economic zone. And whatever they're saying is only as true as their fictitious 9-, 10-, or 11- line, kung ilang dash na ba yan. I think, especially for our fellow Filipinos, we should remember the fact that we have sovereign rights in our exclusive economic zone, and the global community has already stood up behind us, and we're here to claim that, again, the West Philippine Sea is ours.
Yeah, well, and I think it's important for the media. I mean, the physical acts, the events, that's important. But really, this is a battle of stories and interpretations. No? At a level of story, it's very simple. A group of, we call it, to some extent, not so ragtag anymore, but still ragtag. Group of people who just want to go to the exclusive economic zone and bring fuel and food to our fisher folk who are very grateful. They'll be coming tonight, 100 of them, and others who are there. But really, if you look at that as itself, that's not huge news. Even if we have the symbolic releasing of the... one thing I learned, by the way, in this meeting is how to pronounce boy correctly. No? If you're British, it's boy. If it's American, it's buyi. If you're Tagalog, boya. Anyway, but still, it's good, it's photo op, it's visual. But what's that? I mean, it's small. But the thing that is somehow, and that's what, to some extent, I appreciate, maybe thank China for making it bigger than what we initially even thought of it. They tend to locate it within their big narrative of this is a battle of supremacy, at least in this region, but also internationally between the U.S. and China. And that's why part of what hurts us personally, why are we only classified always as implementers of some American strategy, including the concept of hired gun kayo? I said, can you at least give us the benefit of that we have our own minds? I mean, historically, as I think some columnists said before, when we talk of being opposed to great powers, it was more directed towards the U.S. before, no? Then suddenly, why China? Not for any analytical basis, but where do we feel aggrieved? Where do our fellow Filipinos feel aggrieved? They might have some grievances, even with the U.S. and other powers. But right now, China is the one that is really becoming a bully. And they might justify it, as, you know, Ambassador Chito Santa Romana, when he was ambassador, was our board member in the Philippine Rural Reconstruction Movement. He made us appreciate, no, Ed, you know, you must understand whether for political reasons for the leaders or maybe genuinely felt, they always frame their narrative in relation to the U.S. and the world as we are responding to 100 years of humiliation. And so they are asserting that. But you think that, okay, you can assert that, but why hit us? We are not the ones who humiliated you for 100 years. It's Western powers. That's why they add the narrative, oh, but you are just pawns of... I said, look, the minimum is give us some agency, no? Don't just look at us as passive or naive or even malign uh, uh, not interpreters, but implementers of some strategy cooked up in Washington or G7 against China. We can understand a bit of that, and we can understand why they want to play that card. Because it is a valid issue. But 100 years of humiliation of a country against Western powers does not justify current humiliation of a country, your neighbor, who doesn't want war. In fact, some people also worry and to some extent accuse us, are you escalating tension? Are you an unwitting or conscious tool of trying to bring people to war? Hey, war, no one wins. Especially those of us, if we will be the battleground. So clearly we want to say very clearly to China and to the world, we don't want to escalate violence. We don't want war. We want peace. But, unlike some others who say, well, you want peace, surrender. That's a bit too much. No? I mean, let's say appeasement in general never works with bullies. No? Now, how do you respond without picking a fight that you cannot win? Well, you shift the battleground. And that's why I go back. I think right now, other than the acts, other than the particular details, this is really a battle of both truth told well and effectively. And we hope the basic truth will come out. It's a simple thing. International law, UNCLOS, has recognized, because it's difficult to get international law about oceans, who owns the oceans, no? But to recognize with UNCLOS that the Philippines has the right to the exclusive exploitation of our exclusive economic zone, that's given. So the only question is, how do we assert it? We don't have the power, we don't have the resources. And I used to say always when I'm interviewed, we are not, selfish claimants of our sovereignty. Traditionally, we have allowed, encouraged peaceful fishing, especially in Scarborough Shoal, which even the arbitral ruling said that is a communal fishing ground for at least 3 countries. And China is one, the Philippines the other, and Vietnam. And before all these things happened, people were fishing, exchanging even. No? Now, from time to time, if some country does too much, violates, then the Philippines will board the ship of the Chinese. The Chinese would board, but it wasn't seen as acts of war or acts of hostility. The whole point is, if this is our common fishing ground, let us try to minimize the destructive exploitation, especially destruction of corals or overfishing. But somewhere along the line, the situation has changed. A friend, but who cannot be quoted because somewhat like the releases of the Chinese embassy without record, but he claims, but he did not have a tape recording. He asked his Chinese counterpart, how come we could do this before without much trouble? And according to him, the high-ranking Chinese official said, there is one thing that has changed. And what is that? We are now a superpower. So we cannot allow fledgling small people like you to kind of cross our lines. I said, I think that is not the best message for a great power. I recognize China is a great power who wants to be recognized internationally as a major contender for what should be the new world order that should be rules-based and should be fair to all. Now, I have no advice to them. All I'm saying is it doesn't make us feel comfortable. In fact, some of our friends who are joining us from other countries, unfortunately, many could not get permission from their embassies, say, look, we are in solidarity with you, not because Well, not that bluntly that we care for you or we love you. Also. But the thing that is, if we allow China to get away with defining its own rules, not following international rules, we will suffer ourselves because free navigation, innocent passage, trade, and all that would become restrictive. So, in a way, the message we are saying is not just for us, Filipinos. That's the most immediate. We are also communicating to the rest of the world. This is not our fight alone. This is not our struggle alone. This is the struggle of the whole community of nations to have a rules-based international order where we can have conflict, but let's negotiate them peacefully. And just because you have greater power economically, politically, militarily, you have no right to keep dictating the rules unilaterally. There will be no easy solution, but our call always, despite our assertiveness, is let us talk, let us negotiate, let us try to resolve this peacefully and without unnecessary, not just damage to each other, but unnecessary offense to each other. Emotionally, between last year and now, every Filipino I have talked to, friends or not friends, said, Ed, we feel emotionally angry. But I said, no, anger cannot be the driving force of policy. Emotion is important, but we should think rationally. Why is it really ours? And secondly, what can we do within reason? How do we make sure that the goals will not be much less than the costs? And that is the big question. Yesterday or this morning, someone told me, are you ready to give up your life for that? What a foolish question. Although someone told you tell them, you tried twice, but it didn't work. Like some young Christian activists in the 70s, we had martyr complexes. Give your life dramatically, heroically in one grand gesture. Now, God in His wisdom said, martyrdom is not for you. What we call that in the Catholic tradition, you'll be a confessor. Bear your witness constantly until you die of old age or sickness. So I am 80 years old. That's why the Coast Guard does not allow me to join the boat. So from the safety of the shore, I'll be part of that. But she's very young, maybe more foolish than I. And so thankful, I'm very thankful for Paeng to lead the convoy. Praise her or blame her for the decisions, because at least that much we learned from last year. We cannot wait till the events happen to negotiate and discuss and debate. So at least when I was asked, we did go through the likely scenarios. Up to what point, tuloy lang. Up to what point, iwas. And at what point, atras. So clearly, it's not go there by all means. No. We'll go as far as we can, but given the reality, we'll have to adjust. But rather than coordinate over satellite phones or cell phones, which might be blocked by them, we all have, especially the captains of the boats we are working with, we agreed on if, 5 or 6 ifs. So that's the situation we're in, especially friends from media who also ask, no? Of course, nice to have drama, nice to have, but they said, don't put that in harm's way. No water cannoning. Although some young people joke and say, with the hot weather, a bit of water does not hurt. Nah, that's water, but that pressure, hindi kaya. No? So I want to say this to just tell you that we are quite aware of the complexity, the risks, but we are determined. We are not going to let all this kind of, what's the one? Is it Hamlet who said that we lose a sense of, nakalimutan ko ng Shakespeare ko eh, that when you think too much, you stop deciding to act. In a world, I was telling someone, from strategic planning in the current world, the familiar term consultant uses is the world is VUCA. It's volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. And one answer is, ambiguity is resolved by action. Action that is calculated, that is well considered, but action nonetheless. The last thing we want to do is to be drawn or driven back to passivity out of our concern to prioritize safety. But clearly, we don't want to put anyone in harm's way.
Ang Bunyog Pagkakaisa Party, 10 ng pamunuan at kasapian nito ay ganap na nakikiisa sa mga layunin at makabayang pagkilos ng atin ito. Ika-4 sa 8 punto ng plataporma ng Bunyog ay ipagtanggol ang pambansang soberanya at itaguyod ang malayang patakarang panlabas. Ipinapauna po ng Bunyog Pagkakaisa Party ang pagkilala sa kahangahangang makabayang hakbang ng mga convenors sa pagbuo at paglunsad ng atin ito. Isinasabuhay at binigyang daan nito ang matagal nang nagpupuyos na damdamin ng bayang Pilipino sa harap ng walang pakundangang pagyurak ng dayuhan sa ating soberanya, partikular sa West Philippine Sea. Ngayon ay may daluyan na ang sama-samang pagkilos at sa mga tuwirang apektadong mangingisda at sa mga makapilipinong grupo at individual. Bukod sa nagpapakita ng tahasang pananakop ng teritoryo ang bansang China, ang kanyang pagsisiga-sigaan sa karagatan ay nakakapinsala na rin sa buhay at kabuhayan ng mga kababayang mangingisda at lubhang sumisira sa kalikasan. Sabi nga ng mga kapatid na mangingisda, kapag nawala ng kabuhayan ang mga mangingisda, damay ding apektado ang ibang sektor. Nakataya na ang mismong kinabukasan ng mamamayan at bansang Pilipino. Ito ang pag-unawa namin sa pangunahing diwa ng pagkilos ng atin ito. Hello. Yan.
Hello.
Talagang makatotohanan, hindi pa tayo nakakalis. Pagpapatunay na ang suliranin sa West Philippine Sea ay hindi lamang usaping pambansang seguridad, international na relasyon o diplomasya na ang mga pamahalaan lamang ang humaharap. Ito ay usaping sangkot na ang buong mamamayang Pilipino. Kaya tumpak lamang na kumilos na tayo ang sibilyang populasyon sa makakaya nating bahagi. Kasama niyo po kami sa pagtindig at sa iba't ibang anyo ng sama-samang pagkilos. Maraming salamat po galing sa Bunyog Pagkakaisa Party.
May kulanong salita na ang ibig sabihin dito ay ang pagkakaisa.
Bunyog Party List.
Halika na, Bunyog Party List ka na. Halika na, Bunyog Party List ka na.
Sa susunod, ang atinang suportahan, Bunyog Party List, nagtataguyod ng katotohanan, lumalaban para sa bayan.
Bunyog, bunyog, halikan na kasama ka. Bunyog, kapag buklod ay may pag-asa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, isa ang pananaw. Sa bagong Pilipinas ang bunyog isisigaw. Bunyog, bunyog, bunyog.